I made a documentary years ago called It Might Get Loud.
Yeah.
With Jimmy Page, The Edge.
I highly recommend that everybody watch that documentary. It's incredible celebration of the guitar. Yeah, it says Jimmy Page, Jack White from White Stripes.
And The Edge.
And The Edge from U2. Okay, all right. Well, now you have to tell the story of that one, because how the heck did that all come together? Because it's so fascinating. Such different musicians all coming together, talking about their story, talking about how they approach the music, and also playing together a little bit in this casual kind of setting.
Well, look, one day I came downstairs and the Rolling Stone magazine is sitting there, and it was the 50 top guitarists of all time, their list. And then I had some other financial report with video games, and the top video game at the time was Guitar Hero, right? And then there was a third thing, I can't recall it, but and I said to myself, what is it about the guitar that is so central to the rock and roll, whatever you want to call it? Like, why is that the symbol? And I said to myself, I want to ask Jimmy Page why he picked up the guitar, because he's Jimmy Page, right? And so I called a friend of mine, Davis Guggenheim, who had directed Inconvenient Truth, and I think still is, but at the time was the biggest documentary ever. And I called Davis and I said, look, I have this idea. I want to make this movie about the guitar, about different eras and styles and whatever, but I've never made a documentary. I don't know how to do that. So I was just looking for advice. And thankfully, because he's one of the best documentarians ever, Davis is like, you know what? I can't get this out of my head. I'll direct it, which was amazing. Nice. And we wrote 3 names down that represented different eras and different styles. Rarely do you get, you go 3 for 3, but it was those 3 guys. And it was just such a incredible experience to sit there and get to know Jimmy Page. I mean, it was like, and he was like Gandalf, man. He was like always Jimmy Page.
Yeah.
And
that was so cool to see him. The Gandalf was good. There's like a wisdom, there's a calmness to him compared to like the restlessness of Jack White. Like I mean, that combination was just fascinating.
It was one of the coolest experiences ever. And one of the things, there was a moment where Jimmy, he was going through his guitar case, and he had the double neck from Stairway to Heaven, and he handed it to me, and I was like, I mean, it's like somebody handing you Excalibur or something.
Yeah.
Amazing experience. And The Edge, one of the kindest human beings you'll ever meet in your life. Just an amazing person. And I think you hit it right on the head with Jack, is he's got that energy, and constantly pushing himself. But it's hard to believe it's been, I think, 10 or 11 or maybe even 12 years since it came out. But
after watching it, I realized like how much it was needed. And I was almost surprised it didn't already exist. It was like, the guitar wasn't quite celebrated like explicitly. We almost didn't acknowledge it. How important it was culturally. It's kind of amazing. And the way it closed from the song, The Wait. It's called The Wait, by the band. Yeah.
That's because they didn't want to go home. Yeah. we were shooting on a Warner Brothers soundstage for 3 days when we called it The Summit, where the 3 of them came together.
Yeah.
And the 2 things I'll never forget is when Jimmy starts to play the riff from Whole Lotta Love.
Yeah.
Edge and Jack ceased to be rock gods or whatever, and had the same 15-year-old kid feeling that I did. You could see in their face. Yeah. And then at the end, they're like, hey, can we play? We don't want to go. Can we just play something acoustically?
Yeah.
So we printed out the lyrics. That's what they wanted to play. And they just sat there and sat on those couches and just.
Such a good way to end.
Yeah. It was incredible.